everyone, I'm here with part 2 of my big wrap up. Sorry that it's taken like 2 weeks to get up. I had technical issues in the way that my phone might have gotten smashed while I was out with my family playing Pokemon Go, but it's back and I am ready, so let's just get into it. Okay, so the next book that I read, I think that we're in the middle of June with wrap up, so I'm gonna go through to July because we're in August now, so I'll just wrap everything up from there. So the next book that I read after the last book that I read was Losing It by Cora Carmack. This is just a new adult book about a girl named Bliss Edwards. I think she's in her final year of college and she's still a virgin, and she decides she just wants to lose her virginity to some random guy, and she meets this guy with a British accent and he's really cute and they're gonna do it, and then she chickens out at the last second, and that's not the last she sees of that guy. So that's all I'm gonna say. It was a really quick read. I got through it in a few hours and I think I only gave it a 3 stars, but I think it was mainly because of the characters that I found really Next up, I decided to go with another Mia Sheridan book. This is in the Signs of Love. The last one, Archer's Voice, was also in Signs of Love, and it's basically, it doesn't really have anything to do with the zodiac per se, but it's just sort of based on attributes. So this one's called Kyland and the main character, Tenley, are born on the same day, and they're both Tauruses. So that's why it's the Taurus one. But this one, I gave it a 3 stars. Like I've said before, that Mia Sheridan books are definitely a guilty pleasure for me, and I really did want to like this one, but there is just something that I've noticed with her books that I'll talk about when I get to the last one. But this was just sort of, it really did fall flat. There was another massive time jump as well. There's time jumps in them as well as another thing. But yeah, so that was a 3-star one from me. Tiny Pretty Things by Sona Chiraipotra, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, and Danielle Clayton. It's been described as Pretty Little Liars meets a Black Swan. That's what it says in the blurb. Tiffany from About to Read is always talking about this book. That's how I first heard about it. It's like the only person I really heard about it from, apart from one other friend that I've got on Goodreads who had read it. It's set from 3 different points of view. A new girl, and then a girl who's really popular, another girl who has left because of bullying, and then a girl who's kind of on the periphery of everything else. But I am halfway through. No, I'm not halfway through. I'm like 22% of the way through reading the second book. It ends very abruptly, so I think that it's good that the second part is out now and you can kind of continue on with it. Hemlock by Kathleen Peacock. This book I think is like super old, and well, not super old, but it's old, you know, like it's sort of been kicking around, like the trilogy's completed, and I gave this one a 4-star, but I don't think that I will be continuing on with it. It's about a girl whose best friend has been murdered by a werewolf. Like, werewolves are out in society, they're not accepted or anything like that. They're kind of known as killers and shit like that. But if you've ever seen Veronica Mars, it reminded me so much of Veronica Mars. There's kind of a love triangle setting up. Her best friend who's been killed, she has these weird dreams about her where the best friend's kind of talking to her, and she's really this Lily Kane type character, and in the way that she's like Veronica, she just can't leave shit alone, and she wants to know all of this even when it puts her into really potentially dangerous situations. So for that I was like, yeah, this is reminiscent of Veronica Mars. I love Veronica Mars, and Logan sort of like is one of the characters. Like, I don't think that I can handle the love story, and werewolves really aren't my thing. I don't really remember where I saw this next book, but I am so glad that I did. I saw it on Goodreads and I decided to get it off iBook, and I think that it was only 99 cents or something like that. I was like, if it's crap, then, you know, it's like $1, it's fine. But this book, this has become my new favorite fantasy series, like out of everything I've ever read. I love this more than I loved Throne of Glass, because I haven't continued on with that one since Heir of Fire. But this is just, I want to do a review on this, and if you want to see a review on this after I've told you everything, just let me know in the comments down below and I can totally do that for you. Air Awakens by Elise Cover. This was so good. It's about a girl named Vala, and she is discovered to be a Windwalker, which is a type of like sorcerer. I think that's what they're called. They're just sort of like called by the elements, and it's the first one that's been around in 120 years. There's also water runners, ground breakers, and fire bearers, and she saves the crown prince. That's how she's discovered that she has magic. and she saves the crown prince, and a whole bunch of crazy shit happens. Like, it's mental. It's so good. It's so good. And the really good thing about this series is that all of the books are around the 370 page mark, for which, like, high fantasy, that's pretty unheard of, and you get through them really quickly. And I read one of these books a day until I came to a screeching halt and I had to wait 3 days for the last book to be released, and it was so perfect, and it was beautiful and wonderful, and these are the rest of the books, and I love them so much. Fire Falling, Earth's End, Water's Wrath, and Crystal Crowned. Like I said, they're pretty short books, so I mean, if you don't like it, it's not like you're reading a 700-page Game of Thrones type of thing. So yeah, let me know if you have read it or if you want to read it, because I have a lot of feelings about that series. It was so good, so good. The Archived is a book that I think maybe The Archived, and then I read The Unbound after. They were books that were sort of out when I first started BookTube and that everyone was talking about. I enjoyed them. They were way different than I thought they were going to be. I don't know what I was expecting, because I'm sure that you know what they're about, but it was Mackenzie. She is a keeper and she keeps histories out of this place called the Narrows. It's like escaped ghost type things, and they've got to go back into the library or the archive. And yeah, like I did enjoy them. I think I gave both of them 4 stars, but they definitely weren't what I was expecting, which is kind of weird. Like I have no idea what I was expecting, but I remember finishing the first one, or being, you know, a fair way through, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely nothing like I expected it to be. But that was really refreshing and good, so it kind of caught me by surprise and I really enjoyed it. Angel Fall by Susan E. I got this one from the library and it was okay. I don't know, angels, like post-apocalyptic angels, it also was kind of different than I was expecting it to be. I don't know. I think it was maybe a 3 or 4 stars. Like, I dealt with it, and I did start reading the next one, but we'll come to that in a minute, because the next book is just the next book. I was very kindly sent this one by Black and White Publishing, and I fangirled. So you don't understand. A review for this one is coming, I promise. Did I mention I Miss You by Estelle Mascom, which is the 3rd and final book in the Dimly trilogy. Cannot tell you anything about this one. It's gonna be hard. Like, I think that my review is just basically gonna be a spoiler fest, but this was good. I have the books up there, they always sit there. The first book, Did I Mention I Love You, is fabulous. It's awesome. This one doesn't come out in the US until I'm pretty sure December, but you can order it off Book Depository with these beautiful UK covers. But Did I Mention I Love You is about a girl named Eden, and she falls in love with her stepbrother, and it's about their forbidden romance and everything that sort of goes along with it. So yeah, it's just a really great young adult contemporary that I think is also very good for anyone to read, honestly. I had never read a collection of poetry, so I decided to pick up this one because it was getting hype absolutely everywhere. I was seeing it all over Instagram, everyone on Facebook's reading it, my friends are Snapchatting it, and that is Milk and Honey. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 5-star, and it definitely has inspired me to read more poetry and kind of get into that stuff. So yeah. Next up, I read Torn by Jennifer Armentrout's 2nd book in the Wicked trilogy. This was a really good continuation. It basically started exactly where the last one ended, which I love when books do that, because I don't like being things like, oh, a couple of weeks ago this, and so it was really, really cool in that respect. Much of a plot, like, it is definitely all about the romance, and I think that there will be some like magical fairy tale ending in the last book, and I should not have read that one like 2 days after it was released, because now I have to wait. Then I read Weld After by Susan E. This series has just like, it's lost a lot of steam for me. Last book, End of Days, out from the library, and I've like tried to read it and I have absolutely no inclination to do so. Like, it's just, I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I think I'm actually gonna DNF it. So I don't know. Have you read the Angel Fall trilogy? Let me know, because it just seems like super lacking, and it's, I don't know. It's just not great to me. Final book that I read in the month of July was Stinger by Mia Sheridan. This is told from dual points of view, with Carson Stinger and, oh my god, what's her name? Grace Hamilton. I remembered. I can never remember characters' names. I'm always like, oh yeah, I love you, but what's your name again? So they meet. She is at a lawyers conference in Las Vegas, and he is a porn star, and they spend a weekend together having crazy sex. It's just, that's basically it. And then there's a time jump. And the thing in Mia Sheridan books that always annoys me in the epilogues is like, or even just during the book, that all of the men are like, we're gonna have boy children. We're gonna have boy children. The women are like, oh yeah, of course. And it's like, it's super bizarre that every single character is sort of like that. Like they're just these very male, aggressive sort of like, we're gonna have men, more men. I don't know, just I find it really strange. Like my husband was genuinely shocked when we had a son. He was like, really? I thought I was gonna have all girls. So I don't know if that's just sort of me going, but it's very like caveman, the respect that they say it in, because a lot of the time it's like in bed and just really weird shit. So that's Mia Sheridan. Okay, so that is everything that I've read, and I'm also getting back into reading more. Now I won't lie to you, I started watching Homeland more on Netflix and I'm like addicted to that show. I don't know why. I usually only watch things about people in high school. Like I'm 27, if you didn't know that. And I've been out of high school for 10 years and I just want to watch things in high school. I'm like, yeah, Teen Wolf, it's my favourite show. And for some reason, I'm like Homeland. I'm like, yes, this is my favourite show in the whole world. And it's really weird. Everyone thinks that I'm going through some stuff, but I just love Homeland. I don't know why. I'm up to season 2. I'm like maybe season 2 episode 9, so I know what happens and stuff. Like I read spoilers for absolutely everything, but just don't spoil anyone else if you're gonna say anything in the comments down below. And also if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, the links for those will be down below. But I had problems with the Kobo, which is like an e-reader for those of you who don't know. Catastrophic. I think I'm actually gonna do a review on it because I had really great service and stuff, but I just got 3 faulty machines in the space of 2 months, and I actually ordered this beautiful little baby Kindle paperweight. It's just sort of what's going on with me. I hope that you're all having a really great day. Let me know what you're reading, what you're doing. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know. Alright, I love you all. I hope you have a really great weekend or wherever you are in the world. Bye.